We are back with an exciting edition of What's Next Longevity Deal Talk. Today, some winning innovators we'd like you to meet, fresh off the Longevity Ventures Summit. First, this message from our sponsor.
Imagine if you could reduce falls in your communities by over 50%. Imagine if you could reduce hospitalizations by 1/3. Imagine if at the same time you could reduce expenditure. I'm Stuart Hamilton, the founder and CEO of Amber, and those results are exactly what our clients are achieving. We deploy discrete passive sensors in the homes of your residents, along with a really simple platform for your caregivers. There are no cameras and no wearables required. At Simpson in Pennsylvania, these are the results we achieved in our first 3 months. Very significant reductions in falls, hospitalizations, and even in psychotropic drug use. Let's hear a few words from the president and CEO of Simpson, Dr. Carol McKinley.
So when I'm sitting with the AMBA creator, the founder, and he's describing to me the various aspects of what AMBA tracks and how it does that, it was like you are talking a vision in my head, and you have now done it, and you have tried it, and it's working. The information that AMBA provides is simple enough that I can look at the dashboard and know that there's something not right, because I can see the red alerts or the yellow alerts that say there's a change here. And I can ask my clinicians what's going on. In the long run, I knew that I needed AMBA just from all of the aspects that it provides. One fall in my organization can create a major lawsuit that can take away a lot of dollars. When you're investing in this type of product, you know that you're having cost savings in one area that helps support the financial end of the investment in technology.
I would love to explore whether and how we could deliver these results in your community. Please contact me via our website at amberhealth.com or drop me an email directly, stu@amber.co. Thanks very much.
I'm Fred Fishkin along with Mary Furlong. Hi, Mary, and congratulations on another successful Longevity Ventures Summit this month.
Yes, our 22nd year. We had an amazing winner we'll hear about today. We sold out with over 260 people. It's pretty impressive. Great gathering, and companies focused on longevity and aging and improving people's lives. A lot of energy around the summit this year.
And speaking of improving people's lives, you held the always popular $10,000 business plan competition once again. And with us are the winners from Lexi, L-E-X-I, our co-founder, Siddharth Uar. Hi, Siddharth.
Hey, Fred. Hey, Mary. Thank you so much for having us here. We're super excited to be here and talk more about Lexi.
Terrific. And Lynn Pham. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lynn. I'm so honored and grateful to be here. Thank you so much, Mary and Fred. And we are so happy to share more about Lexi and us, and also the Longevity Venture Summit.
Yes, I'd love to know your highlights. Of course, winning was probably a highlight. So congratulations to you both. The competition for the prize was pretty formidable. We had 10 countries at the summit, and we had plans come in from all over. So let's share with everyone here what Lexi is and how it came about.
We would love to. So Sid and I are building Lexi, an AI-powered medical interpretation platform to help everyone get the care they deserve, no matter the language they speak. So both Sid and I are immigrant and international students, and we've experienced language barriers firsthand in our family and our communities. And we met at Harvard and immediately connected on our shared vision, work ethic, and a deep commitment to building for real-world impact. So after speaking with over 50 providers and patients, we learned that language barriers is a massive problem in healthcare. 30 million patients in the US have limited English proficiency. They are more likely to suffer serious medical errors, stay hospitalized longer, and pay thousands more per visit simply because they don't speak English. Out of this 30 million, over 10 million are adults aged 55 and older in the US today. And many of them experience cognitive decline or revert to their first language. And without interpretation, they're invisible to the system. Meanwhile, hospitals are pouring billions every year on interpretation services that are often delayed and inconsistent in quality, wasting precious time and putting lives at risk.
So we believe that communication is the core of healthcare. And that's why we're building Lexi, an AI-powered medical interpretation platform that makes multilingual communication instant, accurate, and secure at a fraction of the cost. Unlike generic tools, Lexi is built for healthcare, fine-tuned for medical lexicon, and HIPAA compliant for patient privacy. Our first product is a mobile app for real-time voice AI interpretation to empower patients to speak up and providers to deliver safer care.
So with Lexi, you touch 47 different languages, is that correct?
Yes, we are working on a lot of different languages, including both the commonly spoken languages like Spanish, Portuguese, but also the rare languages, including Haitian Creole and Cambodian Khmer, as well as various dialects of Arabic. So we want to support patients of that diverse background, for sure.
And we had amazing judges there. We had great judges from Seven Wire and NEA and Ziegler, and they asked tough questions, right?
Yes, they asked a lot of tough questions. We thought it was such an amazing opportunity to be on stage and sharing. And I think the best thing about being there is just hearing some of the very thoughtful questions from the judges. So it helps us really think through both our business plan, our value proposition, and how we might be able to provide better care for patients and as well as helping providers.
There's no doubt that AI will be getting better and better. Where do you envision this in 5 years?
In 5 years, we envision Lexi will help eliminate language barriers for millions of patients, transforming not just access, but trust, empathy, and outcomes in care.
Introducing Lexi, an AI-powered medical interpretation platform transforming communication across the care journey. Lexi provides real-time, accurate, and secure translation,
Hi, doctor.
empowering
It's still a bit
providers to
painful,
deliver
and I feel like my
empathetic,
knee is
patient-centered
especially in the
care
mornings and
while
late at night.
seamlessly integrating into existing clinical workflows. Cultural Broker, Contextual Insights, highlights culturally significant terms in conversations, offering real-time insights, fosters direct empathetic communication.
So tell me at the summit, what were some insights that you took away?
Some of the insights that we took away are around use cases in elderly care settings, actually. We've heard from people that even though they're non-English speaking patients, there are also caregivers who also don't speak English. So we thought that it was also a great opportunity for Lexi to help bridge that communication between caregivers and elderly patients so that we can foster stronger, more compassionate long-term relationships. We also learned that there are so many more areas around, longevity and how, one of the people in our little round table shared with me that it's not really aging in place, but thriving in motion. So it's really reshaping how we think about aging and like that. We love that empowerment that we learned from the summit.
I love that. I love that phrase, thriving in motion. Am I right that this came out of Harvard?
Yes, the project Lexi came out of Harvard. We were both graduate students at Harvard in the design engineering program, and we were looking at the space of healthcare and how might we empower immigrants as well as elderly individuals, and that's how Lexi came about.
And what's next in terms of bringing this to the wide world?
That's a great question. That's something we've been thinking every single day. So essentially, we are scaling, we're refining our models, we're launching more pilots and building out a support for underserved languages like Haitian Creole, Khmer, and others. And we want Lexi to become the go-to interpreter for every point of care, from emergency to front desk and all the way from discharge to follow-up.
So I think Mead Caregivers is based in Boston too. That's another company that you all could connect with. And of course, there was a whole community of people who want to help you. You get to go to Thrive to pitch, and Jeannie Parker Martin and Leading Age California, who sponsored the prize, you'll get to tap into her network, and then of course our network. And so we're very, very proud of you, and we'll be connecting with you to do the follow-up and look at next steps that we can help. I always like it when you get a term sheet the next day. That hasn't happened yet, has it?
It hasn't happened yet, but we have been in talks with a lot of investors who have shown interest, and we're so grateful for the opportunity. We love to be part of the community that everyone is so passionate about making healthy aging more fun and exciting.
Where can those in our audience go for more info and maybe contact you?
Perfect. Yeah. For anyone who wants to learn more, partner with us, or help us bring Lexi to more patients, we would love to connect. So you can visit us at withlexi.com, and you could reach out to us directly.
And if you're part of the longevity ecosystem, senior living, home health, PACE, or services for multilingual older adults, we are very excited to explore how Alexi can support your mission. So please feel free to reach out and let's build a future where every patient, no matter the language they speak, is heard and understood.
Thank you so much. I see why you won.
Mary, the competition also had a People's Choice winner, and that was Cairns Health. Joining us is CEO Andrew Ritter. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Andrew, thank you for coming on with us today, and congratulations. You really impressed everyone at the summit last week. Let's share your story with the audience.
Well, we really appreciate being a part of it. We presented about Cairns Health, in which we have an engagement platform, a digital care engagement platform for patients, in which we try to deliver care plans to patients at home, really trying to support aging in place. One of the biggest challenges we all face is the massively growing senior care population that we have today, and there's just not enough caregivers to go around to support them. And so we're really trying to solve that with a digital solution to be able to provide a better way to scale care at home.
Tell us more about the solution, what it entails, and the kinds of technologies you're working with. And tell us about the meaning of the name, too.
We'll start with the name. So the name is very meaningful. So Cairns rocks are the rocks that are stacked on top of each other when you go on a hike. And they're there because they're showing you a path that others have gone on before. So it's a safe path that you can go on yourself. And you're not alone in that path as you walk. For us, this is about care plans. You're not alone in your care journey. You're connected. You're connected to your care team, your provider, your caregiver. We're empowering patients on their care journey. And that's exactly what we're doing with our solution, Luna. As a digital care companion, we're connecting care teams. We're connecting patients with their loved ones and their care teams to ensure that they're being monitored properly at home and that they can age and be cared for at home with the digital solution. And so Luna, our digital solution, is AI based for conversation. So it's for social isolation and for basic discussions of patients' daily activity. And then we can also provide their care plans and reminders through the system.
And what kind of partners are you looking for? Tell us about the road ahead and what kind of partners have you had?
So we're in market, commercialize the product with partners in the senior care, more focused on independent living communities, as well as with home care organizations. And so we're excited that we've launched the program and are currently in residence home supporting them, which is great. We're exploring and always looking for partners in the home care remote monitoring space. So this is a hospital at the home, a post-acute, or providers that are trying to find more scalable ways to be able to monitor patients at home and those that want to age in place, as well as independent living for on the senior care side. We've seen that to be a great area as well that we can be supportive.
Where can people go for more info?
They can go to cairns.ai, which is our website. They can also reach out to me. My email is andrew@cairns.ai. And we're always open to collaborating.
And Andrew, tell us any highlights from the conference last week.
Yeah, I think one of the highlights was we actually went to the conference last year, and then be able to come back and show the progress we've made. Many of the attendees obviously are people that come to the conference quite often, are regulars, and so to be able to come back and show our progress and to, in many ways, surprise many of the folks of like, this is how far we've come. We're in market. We got this going. We got that going. Was really gratifying, and also reinforce that we're going in the right direction. That there's value to the vision and the direction we are taking this company and trying to support patients at home with a digital solution. And it was very, we really appreciate it. And it just motivates us more to stay focused on our mission.
Because we had those one-on-ones again, and then we had the tables for 8. So you had a chance to meet other people.
Yeah, the table for eight was great because it allowed people to come up to our booth and actually try our Luna out. We actually had it on the table. And so it's great to show people in action how our product can work. And then one-on-ones was a great personal way to be able to talk briefly and create introductions with folks. In fact, I was just on a call actually a few minutes ago with someone that I met on the one-on-one that we're looking to collaborate with on more clinical research, part of validating some of our technology. So it was a great relationship that actually garnered at the conference.
And we had more investors than we've ever had, and others that have been reaching out who want to come next year. So thanks to Amelia Hay and the Age Tech Collaborative Group for putting that structured networking together. So I'm glad you found that useful. And
Thank you.
congratulations again.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to going next year as well.
Mary, you really had an amazing panel of judges for the competition, and they're so appreciated.
Yes, we had a lot of judges. We had a lot of great screening judges to help us get to the finals. And then the finalist judges, we were able to tap into the venture community with Ziegler and Equitage, as well as NEA and Seven Wire and some of the traditional venture firms. So it was exciting to have that participation. And we actually had a whole day of investor content. So we couldn't do it without the judges. So thanks to everybody that participated. And we have them all listed on the Longevity Venture Summit. We've got to deepen the number of investors in the market because there's so many entrepreneurs in the market.
Yeah, and that's longevityventuresummit.com has that whole list. There was also the presentation of the John Hopper Impact Award, which is really meaningful, Mary.
Yes, I was a close friend of John, and John worked with us for over 10 years, supporting investment in age tech related innovation and mentoring those companies. And the award was presented to Bruce Elliott, co-founder and CEO of Memory Lane Games. And we're happy to have Bruce joining us from where they're based on the Isle of Man. Hi, Bruce.
Hello, Mary. Hello, Fred. Thank you for having me today.
Well, congratulations, Bruce. Let's fill everyone in on the reasons behind you and your team receiving this honor. Tell us what the company is all about and the origins.
Sure. Well, this award in honor of John Hopper was really for entrepreneurial excellence in cognitive health. And what we shared with the judges is that we have a very successful and popular dementia app. It's been downloaded 100,000 times. We have games played every month in 100 countries, and it supports caregivers all over the world with games to engage people with dementia. And our focus is solely on socialization. We help the caregivers find something that the person with dementia is excited to talk about, and that helps lift that needle off the turntable onto a more positive conversation, managing behavior, but also just getting joy out of that discussion. But the award was also about resilience, and we, as a company, have made a pivot recently based on the market telling us that, hey, this is a wonderful app. It's popular. Your games are incredible, but as a care home, we just don't have 15 minutes a day to play with every resident, even though we would love to, and the health benefits in your clinical trials are outstanding. But we've now pivoted into AI to build an empathetic conversational reminiscence agent. That's a nice way of saying a friendly AI companion to chat with an individual with dementia all by themselves, to ask about their memories, to probe the conversations, and to track 26 emotional cues while that conversation is happening to say, hey, this is interesting for them. Why don't we ask more about that? And this is getting boring. Why don't we change the subject? So when we put that message together, the judges really responded well. And they saw that this nice popular app, but this pivot into AI is really groundbreaking. And we're so excited about it.
Well, what a wonderful story. And in your part of the world, all stories seem to be wonderful. Tell us more about the opportunities for you ahead.
Well, coming out of the Longevity Venture Summit, doors are opening for us very quickly, and much more so, even with groups that we had talked to for years but hadn't clicked through. So, a number of the larger home care agency franchises that where we started working in Canada and the US are opening their doors. Really excited about what we're doing. And some of the larger home care groups are also excited about this AI because they see um, increased operational capacity, not just having a staff member sit and play our wonderful games with an individual. So we're really starting to see an opening of cost, which is really important in this market. But we're also seeing interest in Australia, UK, Canada, especially with Cabby, your gold sponsor, very excited about us. And we saw them at another conference just after this. So, yeah, we're really excited about the next steps.
The AI component, Bruce, tell us a little bit more about that and what your expectations are. This seems to be moving so fast in so many facets of society. What are your expectations for what this is going to do in this space?
Well, first, our goal is always to keep things simple. And we won the Mayo Clinic ASU MedTech Accelerator 2 years ago, which they called us the surprise underdogs of the accelerator with our dementia app games. And but what they said is they hadn't seen anything this simple yet this scalable. So for us, it was really important to take this AI piece and still keep it simple yet scalable. And interesting, one of the largest LLM companies that we're dealing with said, look, we see a lot of AI startups, and many have really complex solutions to very simple problems. You have a very simple solution to a very complex problem. And that's music to our ears. And so that's how we're approaching this, of keeping it really, really simple. But our AI will say, Fred, where did you grow up? Tell me, where did you grow up?
In New Jersey,
In New Jersey. In what town in New Jersey?
Perth Amboy.
Wow. Well, Perth Amboy, that's a beautiful town because of blah, 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 blah. And would you like to play a game on Perth Amboy? Because we have a couple of games on that. Or just would you like to tell me a memory about Perth Amboy growing up? And it's calm and it's enjoyable. And oh my gosh, you could see the engagement is just incredible.
Bruce, I understand there's a little video that kind of goes into the history of how this happened.
Yes, there is. It's a wonderful story. Back in January, Google called me out of the blue and said, hey, we've heard about your dementia app. Can we feature it in a global impact app campaign highlighting apps that are transforming lives locally and globally? Going, well, of course, that'd be wonderful. So they sent in a film crew for 4 days to the Isle of Man where we live. And they filmed in the pub where we came up with the idea. They filmed in the hospice that ran our first clinical trial. They filmed in our office talking about our AI and the beautiful scenery of this island between England and Ireland. And it's a 3 minute mini movie, which is in their words, and it's running in their global We Are Play campaign right now. And I'd love for you to share that with your audience.
That was a lot of competition for the Hopper Award.
Oh,
And it's the most prestigious award, I think, in our industry. And of course, it's named after John Hopper, a great innovator at Ziegler, establishing one of the first funds to invest in age tech solutions and supporting entrepreneurs. Is so missed, but his legacy lives on. Thank you again, Bruce, and congratulations. And it was also fun to have the Hopper reception, right? So you got to be part of that because part of what you get with this award is the community of people that also
exactly.
support that. I'm sure you felt that there, correct?
Well, there were a lot of tears at the reception when people were talking about John. And I love that on some of the LinkedIn posts that I've seen likes from a number of the Hopper family. I mean, that was just so meaningful for me.
John had such a calm and gentle way and was always so intelligent and so encouraging. So entrepreneurs like Carrie Shaw just flourished under his work and many entrepreneurs. So we all did. So thank you for being with us. I look forward to seeing you in Chicago and working with you and Cabby. And I will be in the UK in January as I'm judging the international competition for dementia. So with Mel Barsky and others. So they'll
But
try to get to the
we'll see you
Isle of
in the
Man. Right,
UK.
Fred? What do you think about that?
That's terrific. And we want to thank Bruce and all of our guests today. Andrew Ritter from Cairns Health and from Lexi, Siddharth, and Lynn. Congratulations all once again. And we want to thank our sponsor, AMBA, providing technology to enable responsive, personalized, and effective care. Discover how AMBA can benefit your facility, your residents, their families, and caregivers. Find more at ambahealth.com.